Everyone says, just be yourself. But would you believe that one of the fastest ways I've learned to become yourself is to pretend to be someone else first? It's a little paradoxical, but hear me out. Imagine you're at work or school, conversation is happening, and you're on the edge of it. An idea pops into your head that you're like, oh, this would be perfect. But you hesitate, and the moment passes. You think, it's not a big deal. But later, you replay it and you imagine, what if you had said it? I've been there. It isn't about being shy. It's about not really being comfortable sharing your ideas. One of the problems with authenticity is that you can't be yourself if you don't know who that is, or even worse, if you don't like who that is. And it's hard to discover who you are if you're terrified of getting it wrong or letting go of who you were. I spent some years trying to just be myself. Problem was, every time I tried, I was worried about what other people would think and bending to what they wanted here or there. And the fear of rejection would mean that I played small and only did what felt comfortable and achievable and like I wasn't gonna fail, and it kept me from ever really figuring out who I was. But there was something in the background that was helping me sort of develop who I actually was, and it was rather unexpected. What if there was a place you could practice being a different version of yourself, with less risk, none of the baggage of people who knew who you were, or even if they do, a field or an area where you have permission to be someone new? In psychology, there's this concept called psychological distance. When something isn't directly about you, your defense drops, your fear calms down, and you're able to step out of what you would normally feel comfortable with and experiment a little bit. Many years back, I started playing tabletop role-playing games, specifically D&D. And through the years of playing different characters, who, looking back on it, were truly just small deviations on versions of myself, usually pointed in directions I wanted to be in. So I'd play characters that were smarter than I was. I'd play characters that were more charismatic than I was. I'd play characters that are stronger than I was. I'd play characters that are more resourceful than I am. And when I started running my own campaigns and started inviting new players to play at my games, I would see these brand new players build characters that were versions of themselves they wished they could be. And then through the course of the game, they would slowly grow into the character and build the very qualities they wanted and admired in that very character. I'm not saying that you need to play D&D to achieve this, but what does matter is giving yourself permission and finding a space where you can practice safely and feel comfortable to fail. Try on a few different versions, try a few different characters with a few different aspects you want to improve on, and as you embody these characters, you'll begin to figure out the aspects of these characters that feel authentic to you and you want to take with you away from the table to the rest of your life. If this resonates with you, you can stop trying to just be yourself and start playing around with who you could be, who you want to be, and practice what works, what doesn't, what feels good, what doesn't, and over time it will filter its way into your everyday life. If you want a place to explore and practice with a safe environment and with other fellow individuals who are interested in practicing being themselves and figuring out who they want to be, join my school community, the Authenticity Lab, where we figure this stuff out together. I look forward to seeing you there. Thanks. Cheers.